Welcome back to Not a Fan TV Network. You aren't just watching the news. You are tracking a narrative. This is the fourth compilation of the EBT Saga, and the picture on the research wall is getting darker. They want you to think the system is glitching, but the data shows a calculated squeeze. The drain first, the wipeouts. The rumors of accounts being drained to zero are real. Massive skimming rings are hitting the bay and beyond with surgical precision, cloning cards and emptying accounts the moment the funds load. If you woke up to a zero balance, you weren't forgotten. You were targeted by a heist. The state is failing to stop. The junk food ban. Next, the register restrictions. The junk food ban is no longer a theory. States like Texas, Indiana, and Florida have officially started blocking items like soda and candy. They call it a health initiative, but for families at the checkout, it's a sudden loss of choice and a sign of things to come. The November cliff. Then, there is the November cliff. The work requirement trap is expanding to age 64 in states like Georgia, Arizona, and Virginia. Participation is already plummeting. By November, the 3-month grace period for thousands of families ends, and the benefits go dark right as winter hits. The freeze, the loading rumors you're hearing, that's the bureaucratic freeze. Counties are being hammered by federal audits to lower their error rates. They are choosing paperwork over people, leaving cards frozen while they manually verify your life. The unrest, the warnings about grocery store safety, and the talk of looting aren't just noise. They are the result of a population being backed into a corner. They threw $120 in sun bucks at the problem to keep the peace for the summer, but they're preparing to pull the rug by winter. The system isn't broken, it's being tightened. Stay alert, stay prepared. Hit the like button and let's get to the video.
American people, that chaos could ensue in just mere days. What we're being told is to not go outside. Do not go to the grocery store come Saturday. You need to go to the grocery store today or tomorrow, and then do not go for several days or possibly weeks, depending on a specific situation. I'll explain more on that in a moment. But that is what is concerning, that police are now telling us they are being asked to patrol grocery store parking lots. Listen to this, okay? And let me show you this, and this is the reason why. It says, fuming SNAP recipients threaten to loot if food stamps are cut November 1st. Says, stay the F out of my way. I want to read this to you. It says right here, SNAP recipients are taking to TikTok and threatening to loot grocery stores if their food stamp payments don't go through on November 1st due to the government shutdown. Person says, I'm going to tell y'all straight up like this. I just got that text that the link is definitely cut the F off for November. Y'all better stay the F out of my way in these stores because I'm walking out with carts and I'm not paying for anything.
What do you think about that? Hit the comments.
My kids have not eaten in 5 days. It is the taxpayer's responsibility to take care of my kids.
Trump done cut no food stamps off.
If you're poor, don't have kids, okay? If you're struggling, don't have kids. Don't bring more in. If you already have them, that's another situation. If you don't have them, don't bring any in. And if you have 2, don't go having another one. If you have 1, don't go having 2 more.
So they say 2 million is getting cut off this month for the scamps. I'm about to go find out if I'm in that number, in that ratio.
It's been day 5 and I have not received no food stamps. My disability checks is on hold.
Something is fishy. Why on earth would they let it get this far? As far as the EBT benefits not being loaded onto the cards, not being funded. Now they sent out troops, thousands of troops to come and help with the food banks and helping out with making sure that there is food, to be distributed, instead of just funding it when the funds are there. And everybody knows the funds are there. There is something else going on. Why do they want the troops in every single major city? Is it because something big is about to happen and they want to make sure that there are troops prepared for it? I mean, never before in history have they let this happen. They are playing a very dangerous game, and there is always something else behind it. Now, I'm not going to blame anybody for what happened, but both parties were playing with American citizens, and that is not a good game to play. We are the ones that fund that. We are the ones that keep them in office. We are the mass. But what do you guys think what's going on? What
A
do you
hype
think
will
is gonna
do wonders
happen?
for the
Comment
channel.
below.
It just got serious in Minnesota. The USDA just dropped a bomb. 4 counties, 30 days, everybody has to reapply. These 4 counties are where we know there are the most illegal immigrants. And Secretary Rollins wrote this to Walsh, recertify every household, use SAVE. SAVE is the software that's tied to whether or not you're legally allowed to be in this country or not. So they're going to verify status of immigration, cut who doesn't belong. They're going to do this, and people think how harsh, but where they're missing is this is the first rollout. If this works and we cut a bunch of people, guess what? It's going to happen. They're going to roll this out nationwide. I shouldn't say that because they haven't said that, but that's my assumption. My assumption is if this works as it's designed to, it's going throughout the nation. If you're undocumented, even if your paperwork's missing, you're out. It's not random. Hennepin, Ramsey, Washington, right. That's where the most immigrants live. They call it a fraud crackdown. We call it a test run. See if they can boot folks before nobody notices. If you're not in these counties, watch anyway. Next letter is coming. I'm telling you, if this works, it's going everywhere.
Over 150 Illinois residents will lose their SNAP benefits because of the Trump administration and this big, beautiful bill. Right now in Illinois, thousands of people are being cut off food stamps. Some people will lose their food stamps starting today, May 1st, 2026. And here's why. Remember when the government changed the rules early this year? Well, now they're being enforced. If you're considered an able-bodied adult with dependents, you have to work, volunteer, or be in a job training program for at least 80 hours a month in order to keep your benefits.
Don't forget to subscribe for more compilations.
You only can get food stamps for 3 months out of a 3-year period. After that, your benefits stop. And this is why people are being cut off now, because February is when the rules started and May is when the 3-month period ran out. And with those new rules, it is affecting people up to 64 years old and parents with older children. But here's how you get your benefits back. You can go exempt, start working, volunteering, do a 80-hour program. And what exempts you? Being pregnant, having medical conditions, being a caregiver, being in school, or already working. If you meet those requirements or file exempt, then your food stamps will be restored. So if you have or will lose your food stamps, make sure you go online and do your screener today. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, and make sure you share it so people can be aware.
This is my opinion, right? This is my general, like, if there was like a, like a mission statement sentence that I could use, I would say, basically, I agree with most socialist policies, but I only want them for Americans, and I want to remove all of the immigrants that are here parasiting our benefits, right? Like, that's my goal, right? That's what I think primarily. Like, I agree with better housing situations. I agree with better health care. I agree with more food stamps. I agree with everything like this, but I don't want to have it go to people that haven't earned that, like, I think blood debt that America has to them. Like, if you have, like, this is just really the truth, right? Like, I think that we have a responsibility to somebody whose family fought in the Civil War. I think we have a responsibility to an old stock American that's been here for 300 years. And I don't think that responsibility translates in the same way to a random immigrant. And I don't have that same cultural and moral responsibility to them that I do. And again, some people might not like this. We have that responsibility to black people. We brought them over here 150 years ago. They did help build America. They were slaves, and their ancestors were here. Many of them fought in the world wars. Some of them were even in the Civil War. And the reality is that they are heritage Americans. I do. I think they are heritage Americans. Everybody alive, listen, like they've been here for generations, literal generations and generations and generations. And it was done, again, against their will. So this is my outlook on it, right? But I don't see somebody as a heritage American that came here 3 years ago because they're an economic migrant from South America. I don't see that, or from Africa. I want to send them home so we can pay for everybody that's here. That's my outlook on it, right? It's like some black guy's grandfather died in Vietnam and they're letting him live out on the fucking street. Get the fuck out of here. Absolutely not. Like your great-great-grandfather could have been in, or great-grandfather, my grandfather was in World War II. There's a responsibility that we have to that person. And we don't have that same responsibility to somebody that just showed up here. And so that's my outlook. That is, if you want my actual, like my viewpoint and my value system to this, that's the way that I see it. It is. And I think that some people can begin that journey, but if you're beginning that journey on a back foot, then you've got to go back home. That's the way I see it. Like, if you want to be an American and you want to establish yourself as a heritage American, then the first step to that isn't coming here and sitting here on our fucking welfare. That's the way I see it.
So a new federal review is exposing just how much fraud might actually be happening inside the food stamp program. This is according to USDA. Roughly 500,000 individuals were collecting SNAP benefits in multiple states at the same time. That's not all, though. Between 186,000 and 244,000 deceased individuals were still listed as active recipients. That's wild when you think about it. On top of that, there were cases of recipients tied to luxury vehicles. It's a little confusing. So far, authorities say 895 arrests have been made tied to SNAP fraud in just the cooperating states. But here's where it gets a little bit more complicated. Only 29 states provided data for this review, mostly Republican-led states. About 21 states, including states like California and New York, refused to cooperate and are now suing to block the requirements. So I'll work to keep you guys up to date as this progresses. That's all I've got for
Don't
now.
forget to help out the channel with a like.
EBT card. Well, at least for some states. Some states have it to where you can't do anything sweet, you know, like, or even chips or snacks and things like that. It's a big discussion about that, but I was wondering, how do you feel about that?
I just got back from the store and now I am absolutely livid because California has banned the snacks. So all of Rice Krispie treats, fruit by the foot, Pop-Tarts, Oreos, cookies, fruit smiles. Yeah, well, kiss that goodbye on your EBT because Lucky Charms, kiss goodbye.
Oh, so my tax dollars are no longer paying for you to poison your kids? I'm here for this.
Okay, I have a serious question because, okay, this is not satire. I'm being serious. I just genuinely want to know why people worry so much about what people buy on food stamps if it's not coming out of your pocket. Like, why does it matter if I buy donuts or I buy pop? I'm going to buy the same thing if it comes from my paycheck. So why does that bother you? Like, it's not even that serious for you to go and like attack me because I said something like that. Like, just let me buy what I'm going to buy. Like, and when you go to the grocery store, you get all types of looks if they know you're paying with EBT. People are wondering what all you got in your cart. Like, it's just ridiculous. And there's so much hate around it that people just need to mind their business.
Like, what's really going on here in America, bitch? Trump is the president. Gas is sky high. Sky high like a fucking giraffe pussy. And Spirit gonna close the fuck down. What's really, girl? Am I living in the past life? Like, what is really going on? What's really going on? I used to love summer Fridays, but now it don't really do justice for me. But girl, what's really going on? Oh, what is really going on? Like, is this really life right now? Gas is high. Trump is the president. Oh, and then they try to approve if you get food stamps, you can buy rotisserie hot chicken. Man, listen. Why can't I get no food stamps? Why can't I get government assistance? Why am I a black single female out here struggling, bitch, working these jobs, trying to save money, paying regular rent $1,000 and something, car $500, and bitch, I can't even buy me a rotisserie chicken, bitch. And bitch, you telling me a bitch with food stamps to go buy hot chicken? And then they trying to approve where if you got Medicaid, bitch, and I gotta pay for insurance. I gotta pay for life insurance. I gotta pay for medical insurance. I gotta pay for dental. All this shit ain't free. I pay for this. And you telling me a bitch that get Medicaid can go get Ozempic now? Weight loss shots? And here I am, I gotta pay $200 every month or $400 every month for some weight loss shots. Man, I'm finna quit my job. I'm finna be at home, and I'm just finna live off the government because what? I'm sick of it. Bitch, I don't get no type of leeway. And I'm out here working and paying bills and gotta pay dental bill, gotta pay vision bill for my eyes, gotta pay medical bill for the doctor. Bitch, I gotta pay all this type of insurance, gotta pay life insurance, gotta pay car insurance. Bitch, gotta pay car payment, gotta pay rent, gotta pay fucking rent. I gotta pay rent, then I gotta pay insurance stuff for my apartment if something happens.
Did you know that 45 million people, 1 out of every 8 Americans, receive food benefits? And when researchers looked at how that money was being spent, they found that the average SNAP household, gets this, buys more soda, candy, desserts, and junk food than the average household that actually pays for their own groceries. I mean, think about that for a second. The people paying for the program are
Please
stretching
hit the
their own
like
budgets,
if you like the
buying
content.
store brand and necessities, while the system is allowing people to buy Oreos, chips, energy drinks, and protein tubs on taxpayers' dime. And the justification that's being used here to defend this is absolutely wild. You got politicians saying, well, for every $1 spent on SNAP creates $1.80 in economic activity. Well, okay, but that doesn't mean it creates value. If I hand you $1 and then you hand that dollar to somebody else, we didn't magically make more money. We just moved the dollar around. That's not economic growth. That's just circulation. And if that logic worked, we could simply put the entire U.S. budget into food stamps and boom, instant prosperity, baby. Obviously, that's not how reality works, and they're just lying to all of us.
The House passes bill to allow food stamps to be used for hot rotisserie chicken. Shout out to this, because when food stamps came out, I remember people used to buy the sandwiches, the whatever they wanted with that, bro. You could even order some totones with chuleta, the pork chops with the fried plantains. Bro, you used to buy whatever in the store, whatever. I get it why they took it off, because people started buying food that was already made instead of food that they could actually make at home or whatever. So I get it. But at the same time, if y'all gonna give the thing, don't give it. Give it entirely. Like, let people buy the hot rotisserie chicken if that's what they want to buy. Like, how y'all take that off? Talking about you could just buy carrots and apple. For all the stuff that we already went through with the reparations. And then when y'all give the reparations, it's in food stamps and shelter vouchers and all of this. And it's always with a condition. Let my people buy what they want to buy. Let them get their half chicken, baked chicken, whatever chicken, bro, even Popeye's chicken if they could, bro. Stop playing, bro. If y'all gonna give something, give it entirely, 100%. Y'all over here giving it at 57%. Like, stop playing, bro. Let my people buy their bacon, egg, and cheese in the morning with their little hot coffee and get to work.
T-Top. So I go to Aldi, y'all. My year got my food stamps on the 1st. So I go to Aldi and go get my meat, because that's where I like to shop at. Go get my meat and stuff. I get in line. She scanned my stuff. $97. Swipe my food stamp card, put the code in. And that bitch said decline. Decline? She printed out the receipt. She was like, yeah, it says 0 balance. I went on my the little food stamp app. 0. Bro, why the fuck somebody stole my fucking food stamps, dog? And whoever stole it is in Pembroke Pines and Lauderdale somewhere. And Fort Lauderdale. Pembroke Pines is in Fort Lauderdale area. Count your motherfucking days.
Your food stamps are going away effective November 1st. So I keep seeing videos where everyone's complaining and crying and so scared because allegedly their EBT SNAP benefits are going away effective November 1st. And I've seen all these videos where people are saying Trump is taking away food from people right before the holidays. So let me just remind you of something in case you've forgotten. Food stamps, EBT, SNAP benefits, Section 8, that is all under a government assistance program of which taxpayers who work pay for. There's no bank somewhere that has a stash of money that's sending to you because you don't work. And now this video has nothing to do with the people who are disabled, have disabled children. I'm talking about able-bodied workers. There's no bank anywhere where you get free food. That's not a thing. We pay for it. The people who work, taxpayers, we pay for it. So now you guys are crying, oh my God, Trump is taking away our food stamps right before the holidays. When did you think your food stamps was going to go away? Because again, it's government assistance, help. It's temporary while you get on your feet. It was not for you and your kids and your kids' kids and all your families and generational free food. That's not what it was. The Section 8, when you guys were crashing out about that a couple months ago, because now you can only be on Section 8 for 2 years. And to be eligible for it, you have to work at least 20 hours a week. Same thing with Medicaid, aside from people who have disabled families.
So for the last few days, I've been noticing this trend on TikTok about the EBT community coming on here crying, boo-hooing about what you can't buy anymore with EBT food stamps. Newsflash. You're on the wrong side of TikTok for that, because us hardworking Americans, we got zero fucks to give. I'm actually glad this is happening to y'all. All right? Because I've noticed that it's usually you big back women, all right, who can afford to have your hair done, your nails done, and your lashes done. But you're crying about what you can't buy snacks anymore for your kids. You should have thought about all that when you were trying to be pretty and glamorous. All right? In any event, SNAP stands for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Not sweets, Nutty Buddies, apple pies, and potato chips. Okay? You're supposed to take those food stamps and go out and buy stuff that you're supposed to be able to cook. Pick up a cookbook. Learn how to make Betty Crocker. Go get Betty Crocker mixes. You can make some healthy snacks for your children. When I grew up, I'm 60 years old. I've been working since I was 13. I make $10,000 a month in this truck. I'm away from everything I love for weeks at a time. I'm behind this wheel 11 hours a day. Yeah, I make 120 grand a year. I have never been on any government assistance roll call. My name will not pop up on that. My kids' names will not pop up on that. Why? Because I get up every day and go to work to handle my business, to ensure that my family will never be on that generational roll call. You women have gone out here and monetized your children. And America has to pick up the tab. That's crazy. But here I am. I'm still out here, like I said, 11 hours a day, 4 weeks at a time, only to come home for 3 or 4 days and start it all over again. Why? Because I like money in my pocket. I have 2 debit cards and a credit card that are never denied. There's money on at every given time. I will never have to pass that embarrassment of, damn, can I afford this? Can I pay for this? No. I tap and go. I don't look at the price. You have to look at the price. You can't afford it. And just like I'm watching y'all with all your big bags of potato chips and cereal, yeah, my cabinets stay full like that. But cash pays for it. Cash pays for it. Y'all have to do better. Because you coming on here crying, we don't care nothing about that. A lot of us are glad this is happening to y'all. It's about time. Like I said, I'm 60 and some of y'all half my fucking age out here whining and crying. Y'all able-bodied and able to get up and off your asses and go to work. Handle your business. Handle your business and we won't have this problem. Because I believe, that should be for the elderly or the disabled. Not able-bodied people. Y'all so used to the fucking government feeding you for so long. This is how they control you. This is how they control you. They keep you at a certain level with your Section 8 and all that other shit. Okay? I own my home. I own my cars. I own this truck. So what's the problem? I don't see the problem. I don't see the problem. I'm so glad Donald Trump is doing this shit. Maybe y'all can get off your asses and do something with yourselves, man, while y'all still young, man. This is the last thing you want on your resume and shit in life. Because Because you know what? If you ever hit the fucking lottery, all right, all that shit the government gave you, you're going to have to pay all that back. You know that, right? You didn't know that? Now you know. Knowing is half the battle. Have the day y'all deserve.
What do you think about that? Hit the comments.
So, Earth Angels, I was scammed. Let me explain, y'all. So, yesterday was the day that I received my food stamps. Now, let's give a little background before I tell y'all exactly what happened. Last year, when I got to New York, I applied for my food stamps, and I got food stamps granted to me around October. And September is when I applied for my food stamps. I arrived in August. In September 2025, a law passed in New York City where if your benefits are stolen, they will not replace them. They will only replace cash benefits. Right? Fast forward. May 2nd, my food stamps and my cash assistance hit my card at 12 a.m. At 12:25, somebody withdrew all of the cash from my account. All of the cash. Took it all out. By 12 noon, they wiped out my entire balance of food stamps, including the couple of hundreds that rolled over from the month before. So they wiped out over $900 worth of food stamps out of my account and almost $200 in cash, like within seconds.
Okay, I gotta say something because this been bothering me. Why is it every time somebody use food stamps, here come the goddamn cart police? I'll be looking all in people's baskets like, oh, she got steak. Oh, she got shrimp. Oh, she got snacks. Are you hungry or are they? Because last time I checked, baby, food stamps are for food. And steak is food. Seafood is food. Snacks, unfortunately, that's food too. But let a man not take care of his kids. Now it's mind your business. That's the part I don't understand. You more mad at a mother feeding her kids good than a man not feeding them at all. Yeah, okay.
They don't take it for none of the chips. None of the chips, none of the fries. Only these. Ridiculous. You're gonna have to come back. Do it again. Okay, we're only gonna be able to get the vegetables. Then we'll take the turkeys out. We can only get the broccoli now. The broccoli, the vegetables. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. Me too.
You're gonna have to come back. Okay, this is all. Everything else. Go back. Oh, there.
Real quick, while I got you here, when did all of us become so successful to the point that none of us qualify for food stamps anymore? When did that happen? Because here's the thing. I'm proud of us. I mean, we're obviously evolving, you know, but damn, somebody got to have stamps. You trying to tell me out of all of us, we just all got our shit together? I mean, I love that for us because that's the goal. But eggs are $98 a carton. I know I meet the criteria for food stamps. I don't make enough. And I'm tired. I know I can't just be me. We're all too successful to get food stamps. Somebody need to be at the back of the pack. Somebody needs to slow the success game down. Okay? $98 for eggs. What?
Hey y'all, for everybody who out there selling them food stamps, from now on, if you get caught, it's a state jail felony. Say for instance, you selling your food stamps and you loan somebody else your card, they gonna spend money off of there. It is a state jail felony to sell your food stamps now if they catch you. That's called food stamp fraud. Hey, they have locked up a lot of people behind this shit. I don't know if y'all seen that video where they went to that apartment complex and started locking up everybody for food stamp fraud. If you selling food stamps, if you loaning somebody your food stamp card and they are caught with your card, both of y'all are being charged. That is a charge. I didn't know that. I didn't know that you can go to jail if you say, hey, I want to loan you some of my food stamps. You have to physically go into the store with that person and buy the food your damn self. Or let's say they get pulled over and the cops ask them for their ID and they pull out all their information and they find out, oh, you got somebody else's card on you that don't got your name on it. It's a state jail felony now, y'all. Ain't that fucked up?
That's the board for part 4. We're seeing the bans in Florida and Texas, the skimming hits in the Bay, and the shadow of that November deadline looming over every household. The squeeze is real, and it's getting tighter. But here at Not a Fan TV Network, we stay independent so we can bring you the truth they won't put on the mainstream news. To keep this research going and to keep this network from having to apply for EBT ourselves, I'm asking for your support. If you find value in these compilations, drop a super chat. Your support keeps us off the system and keeps the lights on in the studio so we can keep tracking the narrative for you. I know times are heavy. I know the headlines feel like a weight, but I want to leave you with this. Stay strong and keep your head up. I truly pray that things get better in the world and that the pressure starts to lift for all of us. We have to look out for each other when the system won't. Stay alert. Stay prepared. This is Not a Fan TV Network. I'll see you in the next one.